looks like Samsung might not be telling the full truth about the Z Fold 7's thin design, and this slimmest foldable phone ever thing might actually be a lie. Plus, we've got 3 important new updates on the Z Fold 7, and the biggest one is about the battery, so stick with me. Alright, we got the Z Fold 7's size confirmed when Ice Universe posted a comparison chart. Now, the height and width totally match those leaked renders from OnLeaks, but the thickness? That's where things got weird, and it even made OnLeaks angry. He literally said, Samsung is blatantly and shamelessly lying about its foldable thickness. And honestly, that makes sense. Because here's the thing, if the Z Fold 6 is 12.1 millimeters thick when folded, then how can it magically become just 5.6 millimeters when unfolded? It should be around 6 millimeters, right? Well, it turns out that's where Samsung has been lying all along. Ice Universe stepped in again, and this time, he exposed that Samsung's official data does not include the thickness of the protruding bezel, and just that bezel is 0.5 millimeters thick. So if we do the math, the real thickness of the Z Fold 7 when unfolded is around 4.4 to 4.5 millimeters, which means it's around 8.9 millimeters thick when folded. So does that mean the Z Fold 7 isn't the slimmest foldable after all? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Turns out Samsung isn't the only one trying to win the slimmest fold title by bending the truth. Big shout out to Shan Craig. He actually measured the Oppo Find N5 himself. And turns out it's 4.5 millimeters thick, not the 4.2 millimeters Oppo claimed in their marketing. You can watch his full video after this. So basically, what you see in the Oppo Find N5, that's the same kind of thickness we're getting in the Z Fold 7. Samsung will still market it as the slimmest fold, but the difference is so small you probably can't even see it with your eyes. Now, I get why they leave out the camera bump in the official thickness, but these protruding bezels, they're all around the edges to protect the folding display. So yeah, I dare Samsung to try the same marketing stunt with the Fold 7, just like they did with the S25 Edge. Anyway, let's move on from all this thickness drama. The Z Fold 7 is getting super thin bezels, just 1 millimeter thick. That's almost half the size of what we had on the Z Fold 6. And no, I'm not talking about the outer bezels here, I mean the bezel around the actual screen. Now, if you compare them side by side, the Z Fold 7 is just a tiny bit taller and wider in numbers. But that small change makes a big difference. It feels like you're holding a mini tablet that folds. Ice Universe dropped a hint. The Z Fold 7 might use new battery and charging tech. A lot of leakers and reports said Samsung could go with silicon carbon batteries in the future. But a report from South Korea says, nope, that's not happening. They're using a new kind of battery design called SUS-CAN. Now, that might sound fancy, but here's what it really means. Instead of using plastic like in most regular batteries, this one uses stainless steel, a much stronger and cooler material. And using stainless steel packs more energy into the same space. That means it can get more power capacity without making the battery bigger. It also helps the battery stay cooler, even when you're charging fast or using the phone a lot. And it also prevents the battery from swelling, which can damage phones over time. So yeah, it's a pretty smart and tested upgrade. And by tested, I mean this is the same battery tech Apple used in the iPhone 16 Pro last year. Now, the Fold 7 still has a 4,400 mAh battery, but when you think about how thin the phone is getting, it's still not as good as the silicon carbon battery like in the Oppo Find N5. And I think Samsung might be testing this new battery stuff now. So we can finally see bigger improvements in the Galaxy S26 series, or possibly in the Z Fold 7. Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't know, Samsung is planning to cancel the S26 Plus next year. I've got all the details in another video. Check it out here. Hit that subscribe button. This is Techtics, and I'll see you there.